Hello, you are welcome to yet another episode of the Spotlight Spin with me, Etornam Kumashie. Today, I am extremely happy. I am extremely excited because the person I'm interviewing, I've been following her, watching her, picking a thing or two. But recently, she said something very striking about usage rights, content creation, and influencing here in Ghana. So today I have with me content creator, influencer, beauty, lifestyle. She says she's mixing beauty with Jesus. Influencer Juliana Amoateng. Welcome.
Hi, thank you.
I'm so excited to have you.
I'm equally excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you too. In fact, when you say that content creators and influencers should know their worth, what are you talking about? Because I think they know their worth.
You know, I say they should know their worth, and it all sprang up from the negotiations and the agreements and the discussions I've been having with certain brands, both big and small actually. So it's not about small brands or big brands. I realized that most of them are very comfortable and, you know, are not restrictive, or they don't limit themselves. They are not hesitant to have you deliver something, or they are not hesitant to demand certain things from you, and not willing to bring in what is supposed to be on the table for the deliverable. So they are very audacious, and I'm like, excuse you.
That's the brands.
Yeah. Excuse you. And it goes both for brands and agencies representing them, because if you are demanding some of these things, then you should be able to compensate for the things you are demanding, so that we are all at par, we are all on the same page. I do not feel that you are cheating me, I do not feel that you are exploiting me. And I realize that many of them also make references to other influencers they have worked with,
like this person,
exactly,
you know, didn't charge me too much, didn't ask for this, you're asking for too much.
Exactly. Oh, we're able to do this with this person, we're able to do this with this person. So that is how we've been doing it, and so we think it shouldn't be an issue. And I'm like, but do I look like the one you talk to anyway?
But you see, they say something, it's not necessarily a good thing, but some people say the customer is always right in business. Do we have something like the brand is always right, or the content creator is always right whenever there are, you know, contractual agreements and things like that?
I don't think so. I don't think so at all, because it goes one in hand, and we don't seclude each other from each other. At the end of the day, I need the brand work, and the brand also needs my services. So it's a negotiation thingy where I bring what I know on the table, you also bring what you know on the table. And even when it comes to the content production in itself, producing the content and posting it out there, the brand would have to, you know, review before you go ahead and then do the posting. Sometimes they would give you the creative rights, the creative abilities to go ahead and do what you want, right? And so even though they have given you that freedom, they would still go ahead and then do the review. So there's no right or wrong in any of the processes. We all agree to disagree at a point, and then what is best, we churn it out for the audience to know. So I don't think there's
one person being right or the other person being wrong
at all.
Also, you spoke about exclusive rights. I saw you, I think you gave the example with a microphone.
Yeah.
If someone is an upcoming content creator and then they like get a gig, would you advise that they go for exclusive rights right from the beginning? For instance, if, you know, a particular brand, a phone says, we want to see you use only this brand of phone,
right,
and I'm upcoming, maybe I'm not yet like Juliana Amoateng, I'm upcoming, so I'm excited, you know, like I got a gig.
Yeah.
Who knows, maybe another brand will come and they'll offer better. So would you recommend that if you're upcoming, right from the bat, you go for exclusive rights for any of the brands or companies? So
exclusive rights actually operate in a sense that the product in question demands for the rights, right? So for example, the example you made on the phone, a phone is something that anyone can switch in any moment. So I use a Samsung. Today I can use a Samsung. My husband has an iPhone. If I want an iPhone or a certain experience I don't get from my Samsung, I can easily switch to my husband's phone. equally, somebody has an iPhone, somebody has a Samsung, as two phones. So it's something that can be easily switched. So in that sense, when a brand reaches out to you as a fresh creator, principles are principles, and you should apply it right from the get-go. Otherwise, if you don't apply them from the get-go, that is how it's going to be. It's going to be normalized, and before you realize, you have signed contracts, and it's so difficult for you to, you know, terminate the contracts. And so principles are principles. But then when it comes to products like skincare, say a facial moisturizer, it's so unlikely for me to be using a facial moisturizer today, and then tomorrow I come to my audience and say, oh, in 3 days later I'm using another facial moisturizer. It's very unrealistic. Based on the standards I have set for myself as an influencer, I have some moral values for myself, and I respect my audience so much so that I make sure I am not giving them unrealistic advertisements. So for products like skincare or a moisturizer, even if the brand doesn't give you that compensation for exclusivity, it is, you have the moral decency, you should have the moral decency, and out of respect for your audience, to not deceive them,
which is actually very important, because some content creators and influencers are not honest. I mean, you are probably using a brand of products that costs maybe like 1,000 CDs or 1,500 CDs. Then they'll do an advertisement for something that is like 300 CDs, and they'll tell you, this is what is giving me my skin, or this is what is giving me ABC.
Right.
So now my question for this particular one is, do brands calculate? Are they able to determine how much influence an influencer has? For instance, if maybe in January they sell like 50 products, then they decide, okay, we are contacting Juliana Amoateng.
Right.
If it moves to 70, would they say it's because they brought you in? Are they able to? Because I'm like, some people are just popular faces. You can't really quantify whether they are bringing in something or not, whether their influence is really influencing.
Right.
So do you think they do that?
They do. So they have some metrics, they have some indicators they use to measure creators' performance, to measure video performances. And so they have all those tools there to do those measurements. And at the end of every collaboration, they have they take reports from us.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. So you go into your analytics, you see how the video was engaged, the impressions you had on the said video, the comment in itself, and you compile all those reports to the brand. And then they go to their, they have a look at them, and from the comment section you can actually tell if the product is being sold enough. And some of the metrics too are in-house. The brands use it in-house to determine how much sales were made, and if not how much at all, they are able to determine the difference between when they weren't partnering with so and so influencers against when they started partnering with so and so. So they have tools, they have indicators that they use for all that, and it is your responsibility as a creator to also be monitoring your analytics and then giving them the necessary reports as is. So sometimes even after the collaboration, you may still have engagements, good reporting to say that, hey, I understand our collaboration is over, but after 3 months of, you know, having the post on my page, these are further engagements. In case they are not working with you again, you can go back and then poach, use those analytics to even poach for another collaboration. So they have a lot of key indicators and metrics that they use for measuring some of these performances.
Interesting. Now let's move the spotlight a bit to you. You said you've been doing content creation for about 5 years. What made you start? I mean, it's not an easy thing. Occasionally, some of us try to do a little content here and there. The consistency is not easy, you know, sometimes coming up with even ideas and all of that. And I think you still work as well. So at what point did you decide, I want to do content creation and I want to take it seriously?
I started around 2021 and I started taking it seriously early part of 2022. I love teaching. I'm a teacher by nature. I love teaching, and my first degree is in mathematics education, by the way. So I love to teach. Anytime I learn something, I'm like, hey, you know, do this one and teach this. So I love to teach, and I love creating stuff. I love to create, and I actually started with DIYs. So I would create a fascinator. I would create a hand fan. I even made my own bridal hand fan. So I love creating stuff, and usually when I go to church, my friends would ask me, especially for the fascinators, my friend would ask me, "Oh, how did you do this?" And then I would take pictures. No, I wasn't selling them. It was just for myself. Yeah. So I'll take pictures and then share with them. And then I kept repeating myself to my friends, and then some of them kept saying, "Oh, but I can put a tutorial on YouTube." So I started posting the tutorial on YouTube.
That's how it started.
Exactly, that's how it started. And then one of my friends also would send me, when TikTok came, one of my friends would send me a lot of TikTok videos on DIYs for me to equally do them. And then he would tell me, "Oh, Julie, you have to open a TikTok account. You have to open a TikTok account." And then I opened a TikTok account, and then I was bringing those videos on YouTube to TikTok. But then I knew how to braid my hair at the same time. So one of the days I recorded my hair braiding process, and then I posted on TikTok and Instagram, and people loved it. And I'm like, "Okay, so you love beauty? I'm gonna bring you beauty." Because the DIYs were expensive to create, and I wasn't selling them anyway. So that's how come I started taking it very seriously.
Okay, so this part, what would you say now as a creator that you got right then that a lot of creators aren't getting right now? Like, you might not necessarily have known that this thing I'm doing is going to help me in the long run. Because I think that for most people in Ghana, there's not much education. So they just think, if I get a phone, ring light, stand, I'm okay. I'm a content creator. What intentionality did you put in then that is still beneficial to you now, that you would encourage upcoming creators and existing creators to, incorporate?
I think it's authenticity. It's authenticity and consistency.
Yeah.
I don't hide whatever phase I am in, and I don't force myself in the process I am in. I don't rush things. So when I started, if you go back to my old videos, I know
I've seen your former Facebook page, and oh my god,
it's so funny. And I started with what I had. I had a Huawei phone then. That's what I started with. I didn't even have a ring light, so I would set it in front of a window, and then I'll film until my husband came in to put things together. So I don't hide whatever phase I am in, and I don't rush to be where I am. So you can even look at my hairstyles back then as compared to my hairstyles now. There's a lot of difference, and how it was the real thing, and how it is the real thing. And I realized that people loved that bit of authenticity, the fact that I'm not forcing myself to be who I am not. And the consistency bit, I knew I had to show up every day. And one thing I keep telling people is that I treat social media like my physical store where I come in to open my shop every day. So every day I am opening my shop. Every day I'm bringing myself to show you that, hey, this is me. I'm still here. I'm still here for you. And so I think those two pillars are what have really kept me afloat to this moment
till now. Okay, so now let's shift the conversation back to branding and contracts. Have you ever received a contract and you've gone, what is this clause here? Then what is this?
Oh my God.
Tell us about an experience like that.
I have. In fact, I have. We had a beautiful discussion. Deliver ABC. Period. No side attractions, nothing of that sort. And any brand who has worked with me know that if you give me one deliverable, I'm going to produce 2 or 3.
Wow.
I do not do a single production for any brand at all. If you pay me once, you're going to get more than what you paid for. Honestly, even if you don't see it on my main post, you're going to see it on the story post. I am just like that. That's my work ethic, and that's what I believe has brought me this far. So when we agree on ABC, I'm expecting to see ABC in the contract. I am very strict with contracts. Don't play with me. do not play with me. Now tell me why I've seen the ABC plus a hefty other deliverables demanding. What's the word?
I doesn't even know what to say.
I was so dumbfounded. And I would literally wake up and mention the brand's name that, hey, what do you take me for? Like, it was so, those kind of information are confidential, so we cannot name and shame, obviously. But I am still dumbfounded up to today. Like, why would you do that? Did you think I wouldn't read?
Yeah.
Or were you trying to take advantage of me?
Some don't.
So, and usually I'll just reach out to, and this time it was through an agency. So I reached out to the agency and I'm like, hey, I will not be able to do that. If you are willing to correct and go by what we discussed, I'm happy to move forward with it. So I left it open and they haven't come back again.
Wow. Interesting moments like that. But some brands are big and they have,
of course,
strong legal teams.
Yeah.
So not every content creator can pay for a lawyer. And sometimes the contract can get cumbersome. Things could get dicey.
Yeah.
How would you advise a content creator to position themselves so that if they have legal issues, because you know that sometimes the person might be in the right, but the brand will sue,
right,
or say something or do something, and then with you people, your image is your entire brand, is everything. So how do you deal with the legal side? Do you hire a lawyer? Do you ask a lawyer to read through your contract? What do you do? Like, what do you do to protect yourself?
That's
legally?
A great question. I don't have a lawyer yet. In fact, I have lawyer friends who are standing by God's grace, who are standing by. In fact, I had an issue with a brand I think 2 years ago, and one of my lawyer friends beautifully led the whole conversation and guided me. But then I don't have a signed lawyer whom I would say, oh, this is my lawyer. But then I do have lawyer friends who advise me from time to time. But one of my secrets...
She's giving us a secret. Guys, take notes for free.
So, ChatGPT is a great tool.
Hey, this matter.
ChatGPT is a great lawyer. When the contract comes, do not wait until you finish with the video till you have an issue with the brand. If there's any clause you do not understand in a contract, in fact, lift the whole contract, put it in ChatGPT, and ChatGPT is going to break every single clause down for you. Every single clause. And ChatGPT will not beat you if you go on and ahead and say, I still don't understand. Can you give it to me in layman's language? And that's how you're going to understand. And the tool is still going to help you draft a response to address that clause. And that is how you'll be confident in yourself. Thankfully, by virtue of my work, I already work on contracts, I already work with consultants, I already work with procurement processes. So I already had a little bit of experience with contracting and some of the languages and some clauses that are problematic. So I already had that upper hand. And then ChatGPT came to, solve some of these issues. So for me, that is what I do. And it hasn't failed me yet. So far, it hasn't failed me yet. So even before you go on ahead to sign those contracts, if there's anything at all, even if it's one line that you do not understand, send it to ChatGPT. If you are still having doubts, and sometimes ChatGPT has a little biases towards the Western countries, so it may not have the update on say Ghanaian laws yet. So if you don't understand any clause and ChatGPT is still giving reference in relation to maybe the US or the UK, then you can now seek the help of a lawyer friend or whoever that might help. But so far, it hasn't failed me yet.
Hasn't failed you, and I'm glad you brought law. Be wrapping up soon, but there are some questions that I really need to ask. You spoke about the fact that because content creation and influencing is relatively new in Ghana, we don't really have laws that protect influencers, that protect brands and everything. If there was one international law, a law you've seen that protects influencers internationally that you would want enacted here in Ghana, what would it be?
Copyright infringement. Copyright infringement.
But we have laws here in Ghana for copyright.
We do, but copyright. Yes, we do. But it's not necessarily structured on behalf of content creation.
Yes.
So if the legal team could enact something like that for content creators. In fact, in the US, in the UK, in Canada, they have these laws that are guiding content creators specifically. So it is not different from the state laws. It is different from the state laws. Exactly. So if you have an issue with a brand, you know who exactly to report to, you know where to go to,
in Ghana,
you know what kind of lawyer to even hire to guide you in that process. But then it becomes a blank statement in the contract that everything in this contract is subjected to the laws of Ghana. Which laws? Like, you know, so it may be subjected to the laws of content creation, something, or the content creation guide or act in Ghana. So that one, we would know that, oh, these are some of the laws, and we know who to turn to, we know the kind of lawyers to hire. And if Makola comes up with a course in law for content creation, I'm sure I'll be happy to, you know, enroll, learn, exactly, to learn, and then have us guided in some of these things, so that it guides us, not because we anticipate somebody would mess up, but then we are human beings. Mistakes are bound to happen. You may go to court, not necessarily maybe that a brand has messed up or something, but you just need to set up some differences and sort out some issues, and that is where the law would come to play. So some of these things are important to guide all of us, so that nobody would feel that they've been, you know, used, or they've been cheated on, or they've been, you know, whatever case it may be, that we have something that we look on to, so that we can all be guided in that.
This one, I want your personal opinion. What do you think of content creators in Ghana? Let me phrase it in such a way that you can understand it better. There's a certain standard. I don't know whether you've seen that sometimes on social media, someone will say, oh, but they are just a content creator, or they are just this person, or they are just that person. What standard, in your estimation, makes someone a good content creator? You've spoken about authenticity, that is for you, and everything, consistency. But what will make you see someone, because someone will now listen to you and pick that up, incorporate it in their content creation. What would you say and say, oh, this creator, is it their look? Is it the way they speak? Is it that the niche that they are focusing on is something that interests you? What would be your standard for a good content creator?
To me, a good content creator is someone who has totally embraced his or her lifestyle. It's a whole lifestyle you are portraying outside to the outside world. And so how you are on set is how you should be in reality. So it's like Christianity.
Yes.
How you are in secret is how you are outside. So there's no deceit, there's no fakeness. You are very true to yourself, and you know what you are doing. You have a purpose, and you are highly focused. So for me, people have their own perspectives, and we cannot control that. And so for whatever somebody may say about content creators, whether we are just content creators or we are just influencers, that is their perspective, and there's no way we have control over that. But I know I am not just a content creator. I know the impact I am making in the lives of people, and I am proud of that. And I'm sure heaven is also proud of that.
You,
and so I know that I am a content creator who knows my worth, who knows my purpose. I see the vision I have, and I know exactly where I am going. So that is who I am as a content creator. And I see anyone who is a content creator to be in this same line. You have embraced your full self, and you are towing the direction of where exactly you want to be, so that you are not missing the videos and content formats or whatsoever. You are consistent in your ways, just like we are learning from the Lord.
Interesting. I have so many more questions, but we will have to wrap up. So what would you tell content creators if you had to give them a piece of advice? I mean, if you watch Juliana's page, you know she's always talking about something. She's telling people to read your contract. She's educating you on usage rights. It's always something. What piece of advice would you give them, and especially for upcoming ones, because there is this belief that it's a saturated market. It's like everybody's doing content now, so should I also do it? What should I do, you know? And then those who are already existing, what should they do? Something to tell them.
Content creation is fun. It's very, very fun. So once you have the passion to pursue content creation, go for it. Absolutely go for it, because it's the passion that is going to drive you to wake up every day to film without seeing results yet, right? So results are not in yet, but they will definitely come if you let the passion drive you. Do not let money be your sole motivation, because trust me, the algorithm is going to humble you once every week. I tell myself that the algorithm humbles me once every week, and so be prepared for the shortfalls and be prepared for the wins, because it's really rewarding to have people waiting on you to deliver something. It means that you have something in you that people are always waiting for, to listen to you, to get something from you, to be impacted by you. That is so fulfilling. So please go for it. Never ever be discouraged. I know this is cliche, but do not be discouraged, because in the content creation space there's going to be a lot of discouragements from the algorithm. Hello, algorithm, are you human being or what? You're going to be discouraged, and I really urge you to keep on keeping on, and don't say that the market is saturated. Heaven, the sky is big for everyone. Why did I say heaven?
Because you're Christian and you're always thinking about that.
The sky is big for everyone. Mind you, the world has existed for so many years, and up to today we still have new content creators being celebrated worldwide. Even in our country, so many content creators are being celebrated. Where did they come from? They started not so long ago. You never know. Maybe when you start today, yours may be tomorrow, yours may be next year, yours may be 2 years time. So please come on board. We need to have you. The world needs to see the value you can offer. The world is waiting on you, and there's audience for everyone.
Oh, thank you. I really hope that you picked a thing or two, because me, I picked a lot. I'm going to check my consistency, because I always start and then there's always that drop in. But thank you, Juliana Amoateng. Juliana Amoateng.
Can I say thank you to my July?
Oh yes, you can say that. So I'm really sure they'll be watching.
I really want to thank my Julies. Hi Julies. Our motto is arise and shine.
Hey.
Hi Julies, arise and shine. Thank you all so much for the support. It's your support that has gotten me this far. I am truly appreciative of everything you do for me, your comments, your likes, your watches. I am so grateful to you, and thanks to all my support system, especially my husband, who supports me and makes sure that I am always the person I am. And I thank God for everything he has done for me, and my family and friends. I love you all so much.
Thank you, Juliana.
Thank you.
So Juliana Amoateng was our guest for this episode of the Spotlight Spin. You can catch it on our various social media platforms. Watch, rewatch, pick a pen, a paper, put a thing or two down. Thank you so much for joining us. Until we meet again with our next guest, do enjoy the rest of your day.